I don't want to talk about Bill Belichick's personal life on the show. I have no interest in it. I've watched this all week. I don't think I've spoken publicly about it. I may have tweeted about it in passing. I just don't care. But everybody else does. So here's what I care about. Football. North Carolina, going to be a good football team this year? Remains to be seen. But anyway, like I've said many, many times, it is not my show. It is your show. Here's the evidence. I put it to a vote today. I flat out told you, I don't want to talk about this. However, if you want it, I'll add it to tonight's show. 58.7% of you voted yes. In my opinion, we should require a supermajority yes to overrule my personal wishes. But that got shot down, not by management, but by my own staff. So, blindsided by treachery yet again, here I am talking about Bill Belichick and his 25-year-old girlfriend. I am, I think, as neutral as one could possibly be on North Carolina athletics. I didn't grow up rooting for North Carolina. I didn't grow up hating North Carolina. I grew up aware of where North Carolina was and that I loved their color scheme. I knew that much. Outside of that, have never cared one way or the other about North Carolina. So I have the most unbiased view imaginable on this. My whole takeaway has been, I may not have grown up caring one way or the other about North Carolina, but man, I always respected the brand of North Carolina athletics. And if I respect North Carolina's brand, I know good and well the folks who went there or who played there or who just root for that school really respect the brand. And so I've wondered from a distance how you must feel about watching all this play out publicly. North Carolina football is not some traditional blue blood powerhouse like Mount Rushmore of the sport type program. They're not that. But they've been solid at times, and they take pride in themselves. And overall, the institution and the brand of North Carolina athletics, you take pride in that. And to watch, what's dominated the headlines over the past few weeks, I look at it, I just think it's kind of sad for the brand of North Carolina. And if you don't feel that way, okay, you matter more than I do. I'm not the fan. I'm not the alum. You are. So if it doesn't bother you, then it doesn't bother me. I think it'd bother me a lot. And from a distance, I've been bothered by it. Now, there is a fact that we all know, and that is if Bill Belichick wins at North Carolina, nobody cares about this. North Carolina fans won't. North Carolina fans will rally around it the way any other fan base would. But at the same time, I will tell you, if you're a North Carolina fan and you think too much has been made of this, no, it hadn't. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. It's embarrassing, and it's a huge deal. And you know good and well if it were happening at any other school. Can you imagine Duke football dealing with this right now? Do you honestly think you'd be sitting there going, oh, leave him alone. Let him just live his personal life. Let him be. Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. You know how big a joke it is. Every one of us knows. Most people at North Carolina know. Most people in the profession know. But at the same time, if you win, all is forgiven. But I did want to push back on one thing because I saw a couple of comments as we were getting ready to talk about this saying, you just need to leave him alone, leave his personal life out of it. I would gladly leave his personal life out of it. In fact, most people would love to leave his personal life out of it. We were, until it was impossible because it got thrust in your face on national TV. And then subsequently, there it is. There it is. We're not talking about this. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are, Jay. We are talking about this on this show, unfortunately. So how in the world am I supposed to avoid this? It's on CBS. Hey, quick timeout. Check and see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not, make sure you do. It's free. It doesn't obligate you or sign you up for anything. It just helps us keep the channel free. All right, back to the show. How am I supposed to avoid this? And then how am I supposed to avoid screenshots of emails that should be kept internal over there just being broadcast for the entire world to see? No. You can't ask for two things. You can't want to display your personal life publicly and then get pissed off when people acknowledge your personal life, especially when it rubs up in the very, very wrongest of ways against the university's brand. So it's very embarrassing. But if he wins, it'll be okay. But that's where I come in. because I don't really care about all the other stuff. Haven't cared, don't care. I care about whether he's going to win at North Carolina. And I just want to remind you what our opinion on that has been on this show from the beginning, and that is it is a very, very tall task for Belichick to win at North Carolina. This is not the NFL. College football is not a lighter version of the NFL. What wins at that level doesn't necessarily win at this level. The principles, the systems, the processes that worked at that level, in some cases don't work, and in some cases aren't even applicable at this level. So I'm not saying he's had an arrogance about how relatively simple it'll be, but a lot of people have had some arrogance about how simple it'll be. A guy won more than a fistful of Super Bowls. Of course he'll be able to win. I don't think that. I don't think that at all. In fact, I don't think it'll work out all that great for him at North Carolina. I've been wrong before, so we'll see about that. But my point is, without all the distraction, it was going to be hard for Belichick to win at North Carolina. With the distraction, does it make it more difficult? You'll never convince me that, don't care how old you are, someone's personal life being aired out like this isn't a distraction. It's 110% a distraction. If you're a human being breathing oxygen with a functioning brain, this is a distraction. Does it inversely affect their ability to do whatever they were going to do this fall? I didn't expect them to be that great this fall, but they've got a very workable schedule. I don't know much else about what North Carolina should be, but yeah, my thoughts are I wish it would disappear as a story. I hate that almost a supermajority of the audience wanted to talk about it, but I think it's embarrassing for the brand of North Carolina, more so than anything else. Bill Belichick's Bill Belichick. If he quit there today and moved on, he's Bill Belichick. North Carolina didn't ask for this, or you know what? Maybe portions of North Carolina asked for this. I'll tell you if it doesn't work out, and I have no way of knowing whether it will or not. But in the world where it doesn't work out, and 2 years from now Belichick's not there anymore, you will start to hear stories about how convoluted and how big a mess the hiring process was, because you'll have a lot of people around North Carolina wanting to make sure the public knows it wasn't my call to hire him. I didn't want him. And there are some people around that program that can justifiably say that. And there are other people around that program who know they're the reason he's there. Not my story to tell. But then again, this isn't a story I even want to be talking about. Here we are.